What's up, YouTube? Back with another video. LA Mamba. It is August 22, 2023, and here at the tire shop business, it is about 6:20 p.m. and we're closed for the day. Yeah, so today was a very busy day. Tuesday, you know, your regular busy day, a regular day pretty much. And pretty much, you know, the routine is pretty much come in, eat, and then while they're, you know, doing tires and stuff, and after that, head to the back and organize some tires. And then more work comes, start working, doing regular workflow stuff. And then as it gets later during the morning time, it starts getting busier. So then we start going to the front and start mounting tires. You know, everybody's already regular business time. Get slammed with work during all the way to like I think after like 4 p.m. then that's when I get my lunch, because I just wait till everybody eats and all that, and make sure that the business gets taken care of while they eat and take their breaks and stuff like that. Once all that's done and work kind of comes down a little bit, then I take my lunch. That's about my regular business day, and then we do the last 2 hours of the business. Usually is pretty busy because that's when like people start getting out of work and they have time to do things. So yeah, pretty much you know, a regular beautiful day. Yeah, I was thinking about the used tire business as a whole. Again, I can speak clearly about SoCal, but I'm pretty sure it's like this all over the country when it comes to the used tires, as in the bigger cities, right? Not the small towns, because I'll tell you the story, but because of this reason. So I was wondering, just, you know, what would it take to take down the tire shop, you know, business when it comes to the used tires? And it would have to be price, and it would have to be a flooding of tires to bring down the price, the tire price. So let's just say on average, let's say any of these tires you're looking at right now, these are just like regular 16s. I sell them for $45 plus tax each. And you know, I was thinking, like, you know, if customers would have a real mad access to used tires, then that would bring the tires down in price. But the reason it wouldn't happen, because as it is now, like it's kind of like, I want to say hard to get tires, but I would say it's a little harder to get good sizes in 2023. I want to say that when it comes to the hot sizes, which is like these you're looking at right here, the low profile 20s, I got them on that side of the shop, but they're low profile 19s. They've been harder to get, and so if it's hard for me to get, I'm one of the biggest sellers around in these areas, then it's gonna be harder for most shops to get. And so I'm gonna have to explain to you, break it down to you, how the whole thing works. So we have a US again, SoCal economy of the way it works is we have like you know, discount tires, American Tire Depots. There's no Goodyears, but you know, they used to be just tires. I don't know if those things are still around, but and then we have like further east, we got like those very expensive like tire shops that give away patches. Like you drive in and they'll patch your tire for free and they won't even charge you, right? And like those are like the very like A+ tire shops, right? That of course they don't sell used tires. So those tire shops sell new only. They have a system, computer database, so they don't have to be there. No tire shop owner has to be there. And so in the system, they order tires like whenever they need them, they sell. And when it comes to the used ones, you know, they don't care about them. To them, it's an expense to get rid of them, even though they're good like this. And so what they do is they contact this one company or other companies like this, but this is the biggest monster of SoCal. I don't know what their name is, but they were called Lakin Tires. So Lakin Tires are huge. They go to those type of tire shops I just mentioned, and they'll pick up their tires. I don't know if they charge or not, but they'll pick up their good and used tire, the good ones, and their junk ones, and they'll bring them back to their spot. They'll sort them out. They will, you know, cut the junk tires, and they'll take them like in these big old like semi truck dump trucks. Those things look real cool. They have like airbags for junk tires, man. That's how baller they are, man. They're like nice new trucks. I mean, I remember looking at them when I was in the junkyards, at the dump where you go dispose of your junk tires. When I used to go, and you see these, you know, I'm all unloading my truck tires, like my car tires. I cut them like you see in the front. You know, we cut them and we just throw them. Back in the day, we didn't have to cut them. Back in the day, we just, you know, unload them like this. But the point is, I'm unloading, right? I have my 16-foot truck, and pretty much it's just one person job. So I'll unload. So I don't know, it'll take me like an hour or so to do that whole job, to like get rid of all the junk tires, right? But when I'm unloading, these freaking badass trucks come, they'll like lift up that dump truck, and then they'll just like go forward. All the tires come down. They'll put the bed back, and they'll just take off. And I'm like, fuck, I want that shit, man. But those things were super expensive back then. Like, you know, I would say like 50 grand for one of those minimum. For like an older one, not even the new ones that they got. And I was like, 50 grand for just, you know, to dump tires. It's not worth it, you know. I'd rather just throw them off my truck and shit. And so the point is, they will do that for the junk ones, and for the good ones, they sell it to shops like us, but through used tire wholesalers. So I'll explain to you. So yes, I can go directly to buy from them, as any tire shop could, but it's not really worth it because you're gonna spend a lot of time there. And the main one is that they're not gonna give you any warranty, and you can't even pick them anyways, like the way anybody can pick out like regular used tire wholesalers. So they'll like have rows, and then you gotta pick them through the rows. So you got one row, you pick the next row, and that's how it goes. Then that's it. Like, you can't go walking through the whole like shop and pick tires. If you would be able to do that, shit, all the fucking tire shops would be there. But no, they don't. So we're not there. So as for the used tire wholesalers, now they'll buy containers of them, not give them warranty, and take it to their shop or sell it to us directly, whatever it is. But the thing is, like at those smaller used tire wholesalers, you're able to go and pick out tires, and you're able to get warranty, which is the big one, because a lot of tires come out bad. Like they would, oh yeah, I project 3%. That's bullshit. It's closer, more like 10%. So now you're talking about 10% of tires being bad. That's a lot of money and a lot of trash you got rid of. So just picture you buying those tires, they come back bad, and then you gotta dump them, and you gotta pay someone to cut them, and then why do? Because around here in SoCal you have to cut them, and then you have to pay to dispose. That's a lot of money, a lot of money. Instead, if they come back bad, see, this is my section over here. These 3 racks are the no good ones, and we mark them here. But all these you're looking at, these are all no good. But if they come out bad, like the, holes on the sidewall and stuff like this, then we just mark them and we return them to the people who we bought them for, and they'll give us a whole nother used tire for credit. Well, it's not credit, it's just a warranty pretty much. And that is the way that you're gonna be able to now sell tires with way more minimal losses. And then that's why all of us tire shops buy from those wholesalers, because we're going to get a better deal than like the big dog. And anyways, so now this big dog, I'm talking about SoCal, right? And this is all of SoCal, by the way. I'm talking about OC, LA, Bakersfield, freaking Hemet, how do you call them? All the way over there, man. It's like it's all controlled by this one company, this one family, right? And so they now started recently not selling the good stuff to like the wholesaler. So they keep like the good shit, like the low profile 20s and the low profile 19s, and they have a special buyer or buyers, but very minimal. And I'll tell you right now, I don't know who they are, because I haven't been able to get, and the people I know, all the shops, haven't been able to get some good stuff, and that sucks. But for someone like me, it doesn't matter much. What matters is volume, like all this stuff, all the regular daily trucks, cars, vans, box trucks. That's what really matters, and that's what we get, right? That's a whole bunch of tires that come and go, volume, right? I just ordered more tires for next week, whole bunch more, and looking forward to getting my racks hopefully tomorrow, installing them here. How you see it now, there's a big old mess, and filling in the racks, plus getting in more tires to fill in the racks to maximum capacity. I want to see it super packed with tires. But the point is, so now since those are gone and I'm able to just get regular tires, that's fine for like a business like mine. But like smaller tire shops that depend more on like specialty stuff that they can sell them for higher prices, then those tire shops are getting affected, because those are the ones that like focus on like the BMWs, focus on the muscle cars, and don't really focus on like the 2002 Nissan Sentra, 2002 Nissan Altima, 2002 Toyota Corollas, and the Honda Civics, right? Those are the cars that are majority on the street. A massive amount of customer clientele. Women's, they're just going to driving to work, coming back. The young college kids are driving back and wearing out their tires, and they need tires. They want some used ones, right? It's inexpensive. So those are massive amount of customers, like all day, everyday customers, right? So here we go. So those are gone, and which leads me to scarcity. In that size, there's scarcity in those, and and we're just getting regular stuff. But like other shops get more affected, and so what happened? So we got now a supply and demand issue, right? They just like stopped coming in, and now the demand is still there with the BMWs, the muscle cars, and all that. But where are the tires at? You know, so that leads to the point of those types of the tires are going to be going up in prices, and I've been selling them for higher rates, and people are buying them. And I see even when I market on like OfferUp, people will be hitting me for those sizes again because they're high demand, and I know they're not finding them anywhere because I don't even post ads of those sizes, and then they come to me like from one type of ad, and then they'll ask me for another size, right? Which is those. So that means they're having trouble out there, you know, everywhere else finding those things. So the point is, like, I'm only talking about like what I see in real life, and what I see is I see more scarcity than abundance of tires when it comes to, like, you know, I would say probably, I would say about 20% of the heart of as a whole, we got like 20% scarcity now compared to it was last year. So now they're harder to get. And don't get me wrong, I do get a little here and there, but they're like very, very, very little bit. And you know, that's not even like, I mean, that will sell like in a day pretty much, right? Like whatever amount of tires I get in for like the 19s or 20s. But in order for like tire prices to come down hard, you would have to have like a massive amount of tires everywhere. Like you can go anywhere and find these things, but you can't. Like it's like, again, it's even going backwards now. It's even going like harder to get than what it was before. But if you were able to get like anybody get a bunch of tires anywhere, then okay, the tire pricing be going down because they can't find them anywhere. And then like, I'm sorry, the tire prices will be going down because they can find them anywhere, and that means that they don't really gotta come to you, kind of me, and you know, get them here, right? And that would be the only way for like tire prices to come down. And we're going backwards. We're going backwards. Instead of going that route, we're going more on the scarcity side when it comes to the used ones. And yeah, so like, okay, so what do customers got available to? Okay, you know, these people are looking for some used tires. They got the wrecking yards available, right? We got wrecking yards, but think about it. To go to the wrecking yards, they would have to go in there, look really freaking hard, if they know what they're even looking for, find their tire size. I think they'll even dismount them off the rims for you. I haven't gone, but I know they have tire machines there. They'll dismount them for you, and then you buy the tire, and then you have to come over here, like a shop over here, and then mount them. And throughout the whole freaking journey you got to do all that, you'll probably say like $5, like compared to, like, you know, we sound for like $45 install balancer. You know, you come bring them in and out, we get you out like in 10 minutes, or tire shops get them out in 10 minutes. You know, the customers will have to go like, I don't know, a few hours to find those tires, because you know, they're not gonna find them on the first wrecking yard. They have to go probably like on the second one. Like, we have a street like down the street about a mile away from here. It's called Alfred Street, right? So those are wrecking yards on both sides of the street. And now those are not like you go and you look for them yourself. There you have to just, you know, wait on the counter, and then they'll go look for them, bring them back. But they're gonna sell them a higher price than those wrecking yards that you get them by yourself. So you're potentially gonna pay exactly the same price that we sell them for if you get like 2 or 4 install balance, no way junk tire included, or more, because now they gotta do the labor on their side over there. On the place like Pick-A Parts and all that, like LKQs, you just walk in and look for your tires. You know, you probably gotta go like to 2 of them to find your tires, if you find them. Because you know how all those places, man, they freaking like right away they post the car, all the mechanics that know, they just jump on it like the day before, the same day, and they take all the parts, and then they just, by the time you get there's like nothing, right? So the customers are either gonna have to go through that journey, which is hell. If they know a little bit about cars and they can do that themselves, then they'll say like $5-10, like $5 per tire, like, you know, $10 if it's 2 or whatever. Or they got you, you know, the tire person, to be finding the tires for them through like buying massive amount of tires and just sell. And you know, you treat it as a machine, but they're gonna be like, that's my like lucky like spot, like that's like, I love you guys, you always have my tire size, you save my ass, you save my life. That's what you're gonna be to them, which makes it a very safe business. And not only that, like, think about it, like, you know, to maintain a big tire shop or whatever, not big, but just like, you know, I just say big when it comes to like a shop, you know, but to maintain a shop, you're gonna have a lot of customers, a lot of volume, like a lot of, you know, every single day you have like a lot of business, a lot of cars coming in and out, right? A lot of cars, you know, that's one car per driver, that's a lot of customers, you know? So, you know, a lot of times they bring their friends, family in their car with them and wait while you're doing the job, which means that, you know, you're gonna have a massive amount of customers, local people. And, you know, if you have a lot of people showing up at your business, then guess what? Your shop, your business is gonna be very consistent, very healthy when it comes to profits and cash flow, and very high when it comes to potential also for the future, because now all those customers gonna tell other customers, other potential customers, and then they're gonna come. So I mean, and that's how we're at. That's like, you know, my shop, like, we've been here 45 years, and we just have like generations of family coming to us, and new people are always showing up and new recommendations. And I'm not even like marketing, I just like doing the best job we can, keeping my guys in line, and, you know, making sure that if like they're taking long or they disappear and they leave the tire there, I jump in and start working on it, and then they just show up out of nowhere and then they start working on it, you know, just to keep the job moving, right? Like if it's doing the patch or used tire, new ones or whatever it is, making it very consistent so that like we get, you know, more referrals, more business, and then we have like the whole world coming here. I mean, I know like so many people, like, you know, that like, it's funny, like their whole like friends, families, like they just come, and it's a real awesome thing, because now they talk like all them friends, and they're just like, you know, they're like, oh yeah, I know that guy, I knew that shop, I go there. And it's not that they only come to me, like they go to other shops for other reasons too, like if they want to buy rims, they'll go to like another shop and like buy their rims, but they'll come over here to do their tires, or like, you know, or like they're gonna buy a tires here, but like they live, let's say, like 3 cities away, and they get a nail, and then they'll like go to a shop like down the street to patch their tires, you know, to do labor or whatever it is, to check the air. And you know, they come with us when they buy the tires. Or the same thing with us, like, you know, we get a bunch of people coming in, check air, patching tires, but like, you know, maybe they have like a friend, family member that has a tire shop, like, you know, I don't know, real far, and they just buy the tires over there. The point is, like, there's just like so much like people that go into shops, that if you have like so many like people that like they just know you and all that, like, then it's like you're gonna have like a lot of future profits, a lot of future like business. And I mean, it's funny, just like, oh yeah, like I go like cities away, like real far away, and, you know, I'm just talking whatever, just, you know, I'm not trying to get business or nothing, I'm just, you know, talking and stuff, and then I say, oh yeah, I own the shop or whatever over there, and they're like, oh yeah, I know that place. And it's like, oh yeah, like, you know, it's funny, because like, you know, or I've been there. I mean, I got like a lot of stories of like, I've talked to people like real far from like Menifee or like something like that, and and then they'll say, "Oh, I've been to your shop before," and it's like, "Oh shit, that's funny." Like, and then like it goes even like just the side story, right? And it even goes like, "Oh yeah, like what happened that day, or what you buy, or what you asked me, or something." And then it's like, "Oh yeah, I asked for this, and that," and then I'll remember and like, "Oh yeah, I remember." And then you ask for this, and oh yeah, there you go, right? It's funny, but that's how it is. It's like tire shop. There's just a lot of volume of people, and if you got like that people, all these like, people asking for prices, for people asking for doing simple labors or whatever, then like, man, your shop's gonna be busy. You're gonna be making money like very consistent, and then that's when you can like, have a like consistent business, like, and you can depend on it for like, whatever it is. Like me, I love real estate, so like I'll depend on it for real estate. I'll just like, when I buy my next property, I want to be sure like, okay, when I'm in escrow, I know I'll be able to make this much, well, with the shop, plus my income on the other stuff. And it's like, all right, well, okay, I can go in now, and then, while this thing's going ahead, it's gonna take about a month and a half to close. I need about this much in reserves to have that. So like, all right, all this goes through smooth. Escrow closes, and I buy another property, right? It just, whatever you're trying to do in your life, you'll be able to depend on the income. It's not like I don't like to like, how you say it, talk shit about the realtors or nothing like that, but they can't really, they don't have like a stable, like solid like income that they can depend on. Like they'll like, they'll try not to like spend because they don't know if they're not gonna like, buy another like house or something, and it's just like, well, you know what, this is all I got. I can depend on this, but I can't really depend on the future. It's not like that with the tire shop. Tire shop, you know how much you're gonna make next week after that, next week after that. It's just like the same old freaking income over and over and over and over and over every freaking week. It's funny how it works, but it's just, you average it over 7 days, and it's like the exact same thing next week, and it's awesome. I mean, unless you like, push yourself to grow a little bit harder, then you'll grow a little bit, but besides that, you're just like, either grow very consistently, very like by 1% or something for a week or something. But I mean, it's an awesome thing when you have like all these freaking people like looking for like tires. They're like, oh yeah, like, you know what, even when your friends or family, they're trying to act cool, and they're like, oh yeah, like, oh yeah, I'll get the tire new ones, but for now I'll get the used ones. You know what I mean? It's like, it's all good, man. It's just like, shit, that's what I'm here to sell, freaking used, right? So but and then it's like later on, it's like they're recommending you to friends, and they're like, I haven't even sold them like nothing, kind of like, some of us just, oh yeah, I just want air or whatever, and then they're like sending you customers and shit. It's funny, but that's just how it works. It's just a very, very consistent business. That's why it's like, it ain't never, I'll tell you this right now, when it comes to the used tires, it ain't never coming down. It ain't never gonna be like starving for business. It ain't never, oh yeah, it used to be a thing, like, like malls back in the day, they're all packed, and now they're not. It's never gonna be like that. It's never gonna be like, oh yeah, like the Tower Records, man. I remember when I used to go as a kid, at the West Covina Mall, and they had that freaking little Tower Records building in the parking lot. And now it's just a parking lot. They knocked it down and used it for parking, but back in the day it was like a little building, and they would sell like records and shit. And now it's obsolete. Like now that's like gone. Like that ain't never happening to the tire shop business, especially for the used tires. They ain't going nowhere. So if whatever you're investing in tires, whatever you're investing in your shop or whatever it is, I'm telling you right now, that's all like, all that's happening is that money is making money, because it's kind of like it just compounds slowly for sure, but surely it's just like moving. So like anytime I'm just like dumping money in the freaking shop, like I know it's just gonna pay back a lot more like in a few months. And that's why I'm like, shit, man. Like sometimes you're like, man, like I don't want my guys to be doing nothing, and I got like a little bit more extra guys. I talked about in my last video, but it was like, if I had like extra guys, but I'm not talking about the last week, I'm talking about like in the past, when it's like December, January time, when you know it's gonna be slower, and you're like, all right, like, I don't want my guys to be doing nothing, and I know I'm not making that much income for the moment of like buying a lot of like stock, new use, or like, you know, when you have money, you invest it, right? But you know, there's times when you don't really have the money, but you're like investing still. It's like one of those times, like, all right, like every time I do that, like, okay, I'm gonna do it because I want to have my guys busy. I don't want to just sitting around. And if I make them work inside the bag, let's say like back here, then you know, you're still working, you're still having them work. It's funny how it works, but look at, there's two sides to it. Like there's the front side of the shop, and then there's the back side, right? So the front side is like the sales, mounting, balancing, and all that, right? The back side is like the stock, like where I'm at right now, like the garage, like the racks, the tires. Whether you have a guy in the front or whether you have a guy in the back working, they are still making you money. Let me explain to you, because the more organized your shop is, the more money you're gonna make. And so if you have them hours working in the back, just organizing, right? It's kind of like you're investing in your own business. Like you have money in your pocket, like let's just say like, or whatever, your checking account, right? And you pay them to organize, right? Like, oh yeah, they're not making money. Like you're paying them. But they're investing in your shop, right? So let's just talk about that for now. If you invest in them and pay them and pay them and pay them, like you just get more tires, and you pay tires. You buy used tires, and then you buy more tires, and then you buy, like, you know, that could get real expensive real fast, right? The new and the used, you're buying like multiple of freaking, like me, I buy like 500 like at a time usually, right? 300, 400. It's kind of like nowadays it's kind of like more on the 500 side, right? Like but they come in and just like, you know, that's like a lot of thousands, right? And then you got this, and they're going out, and you're just investing in your guys, investing in your shop. Well, that money is just like gonna compound like in the future, like by, I don't know, let's just call it double, like from 4 to 6 months. It's, you know, you're gonna get all of, for sure, everything you invested plus more. So you get it all back plus your return. So let's say you get a 20% return on the money that you invested in stock, in your racks, in your guys you're investing in your guys to like stock, like just acomodar, stock, just fix up in the bag, just put them in the right spot. So even in those times, the slow times that I'm like, I don't know, I don't want my guys just sitting around. I'm gonna freaking buy tires, so put those guys to work, because I know I'm gonna freaking get payback in the future. And every single time I get the payback, I get it, and I get it back, and plus more. I get that, and plus more, and plus more, and plus more, and plus more. Every single time you're just like doing it, and you're not even doing it to like, I'm just trying to like invest money, I'm just trying to make more money. I do it just to get those guys busy. Like, I don't want to lose money and like paying them per hour to do nothing. I'll just like pay them to like work, but working in the back or organizing. And yeah, so like everything, you're just like, same thing with the customers. You're investing in your time, you're investing in being cool with them, you're investing like talking to them, investing in like, you know, whatever, right, with them. And they just bring more and more and more people, and just like, I have a whole bunch. That's how we get like a whole bunch of cars in the parking lots. And that's how you have like lines of cars, and because they're just like compounding. Your customer is just compounding, your tires is just like compounding, and it's just like, you know, it is what it is. It just snowballs, right? So I don't know, I just want to talk to you about like how safe I feel that you guys should know that tire shop business is when it comes to like the used ones. I'm not going to talk about the new ones, but I'll say for the used ones, everything you invest in, it's just going to compound for you. So, you know, work it hard, invest your money in the tires, push it hard, and you know, sell some tires. I'll see you guys later. All right, Mamba out.